Hello. My name is Stanley Scott. I'm with the African American Economic Recovery Think Tank, located in Jacksonville, Florida. I want to take this time out to send some love to my people all around the world, the African community. I want to take this time out to talk to my people, especially the African American males in this country. Not all, but most. We got an issue that we are not addressing as men. We got a jealousy problem. Let me say it again. We have a jealousy problem among African American males. And it causing problem. Big problem. Problems that keep us from moving forward as a people. And until we deal with that and find love for each other, I'm talking about African American males, it's going to be hard for us to do anything in America. Now, since 1975, since the end of post-civil rights, if you look around across the nation in the African American community, we are in bad shape as a race of people. Yes, there are quite a few African American males that are making good money. There's quite a few. They have good jobs. But when it comes to civic engagement, they're nowhere to be found. Why is that? And the reason why I'm asking that question, because they're nowhere to be found. They do not participate in the process, in the civic or the social community, or engage in the community. We don't care about the community. In Jacksonville, Florida, where I am located at this present time, there are 300,000 African Americans in the metro area of Jacksonville. When you look around, we are in bad shape. Holistically, let me get that word out, it's a big word. We are not controlling any of the gross domestic products in Jacksonville. Yes, I want to make it clear, there are a few African Americans that are doing pretty good. Living good, smelling good. Yes, and doing some great things in the community as far as business wise. But when it comes to civic engagement, the number is down to zero, -0. There is no civic engagement from the African American community when it comes to males. African American adult males are not in the process. They are not engaged at all. Now we have a few, like I say, that's doing a great job, and I can count those few on my hand. And they say, yeah, what? I got what? 8 fingers, 2 thumbs. Well, you can count them with one hand. I'm talking about African American males. They are not in the process. They are not in the mix. They are not engaged in the community. Now, I was involved in a meeting. That's funny. I was part of a meeting that took place today on Sutel. People, I'm totally appalled. Our people keep talking about don't discuss anything in front of Caucasians. Nobody don't have to hide anything. If you look around in our community, you see the pathology. There's quite a few African Americans believe that everything that's taking place in the African American community today has to do with racism. Now, let's make it clear. Racism is a problem. Let me say it again, because, I'm not that bright. Racism is a problem. But it's not a priority today as it was, let's say, about 40, 50 years ago. It still matters. It still matters. And we need to be conscious of it and follow the law to hold those accountable for the racism in this country. But racism is not holding the African American community back. It's the African American leadership, especially the African American male leadership, is MIA, completely out of sight, not connected at all. Just for example, in the community, I have more respect for African American woman today when it comes to civic engagement. Now, I've been across the country. It's the same thing you see. Most of the time it's females who's advocating and participating in the process. Not many, but there are more than the males, African American males in our community. The African American male break my heart, because a brother don't care about his community. A brother don't care about his city. Brother don't care about his state and the country. That's the problem, people. See, you have a group of African American, most of them pastors. What they're doing is getting that non-profit money. They have quite a few here in Jacksonville. We'll be talking about them later. I'll be calling them out. But you have a few here in Jacksonville, pastors getting money. And I know where they're getting the money from. Who are they getting the money from? When they get the money. Because it's on record. You can pull it up yourself. Anybody can pull it up and check for yourself. And then you have African American city council people, male and female. They don't care about the community. All they care about is their bougie self. That's right. All they care about is themselves. And a lot of them is receiving money from the city. City council members, school board members. But look at our community. Yeah, look at our community. Today, we have the gas tax in Jacksonville. African American city council members are selling us out. It's the same as they did many years ago during consolidation, when African Americans was in the majority. They sold out the African American community 52 plus years ago. And today, as you look around, you see the same misguided leadership. The same misguided leadership. And we can't continue to talk about it's the Caucasian race keeping us down, when we are spending money right here in Jacksonville, Florida, as consumers, and we are not doing anything to bring some of that money back to our community, to empower our community. So yes, I'm going to be calling you out. Yes, brothers, I will be calling you out. Because you are sorry. You're lazy. You can't read. You're not trying to read. You're not trying to learn anything new. All you're trying to do right here is fake the funk. I want to make that clear. You know, I'm not afraid to call you out. That's what I do. So I'm saying to the brothers here in Jacksonville, Florida, look at our condition. It speaks for itself. Why do we continue to mistreat our own people? I'm talking about the leadership, the African American leadership, especially the male leadership. Most of them are not from Jacksonville. They're transplants from a different city. And a lot of them been in a position. When you talk about the NAACP, Isaiah Rumlin been in position for over 10, 15 years. You got the Urban League. It took me 3-4 years to have a sit down with this gentleman. That's right. It took me 3 years just reaching out to him, asking him could we sit down and talk about what we can do to help our community. You see the same thing with JTA. You see the same thing with the city. African Americans move to Jacksonville. They get a high-paying job, and then they spit on their own people. And I'm not talking about they are spitting on our people to get a leg up, because the Caucasian community has problems. They got all kind of problems. They don't have time for us. But we are the only people in America that buy what we want and pay for what we need.